Last year at this time, my son showed me how beautiful the gift of motherhood truly is. 2019, a Christmas miracle. A week before Christmas last year, 2018, our worlds got turned upside down. My son picked up his first felony charge and spent the holidays in jail. It was a hard year for all of us, and it began to affect this year when my son said he didn't want to celebrate the holidays. But the little boy in him came to me on Thanksgiving night, hurting, because we were both feeling so disconnected to anyone being on that side of the border. But today it's different. I told him, let's get dressed so we can make some albondigas for dinner together and see about getting a Christmas tree. This moment when he chose his tree, my eyes swelled up in tears because it's been a hell of a year. But I know today, even though it feels like we're a million miles away from our loved ones, we still got each other. He's so excited to get his tree up and decorate, and that's exactly what we're gonna do, together. I love you, Chino, so much, and I'm so proud of you for where you are at today. I know every day is a battle fighting temptation for you, but you are winning, baby boy. You are winning. 2020. 3 weeks ago, I dropped Chino off at the border at 4:30 a.m. for his first day of work, and I cried as I drove away. My heart was bursting with so much joy and excitement for him as he began a new chapter in his story. He's learning that hard work feels good and that growing up is not such a bad thing. This new chapter in his life, I would like to call manhood. Because how he grew up with will have a huge impact on who he becomes as a man. But with the love and support of not just myself, but all of those whose hearts he has touched, he will continue to change the narrative of what society has claimed him to be. So what do the holidays look like in 2020 for me and Chino? We are both going to be taking a huge leap in faith, big steps. For both of us, because it's causing us to trust in something so much bigger than ourselves. I've been blessed to be able to grow up with one of the most amazing kids in my life. And to be able to walk through these moments together is a reminder that the love of a mother will always outwin the pain we carry in our hearts. But it's also our responsibility to wrap that pain in love and begin to heal. And that is what I've learned from my Chino, unconditional love. I love you, Chino, and I'm so proud of the man you're becoming. Welcome to manhood.
Wow.
We said we were gonna cry. Oh, you said you were gonna
I said I wasn't, but hey, I'm not gonna always hold my feelings when it comes down to the truth, honestly, like I stated, you guys probably see me tearing now, but just know these tears are not just because, I feel sorry for myself, or I've grown off of these pain, and growing to who I am today now, having a baby, having my wife, it's a mind-blowing journey. And if it wasn't for the help of my mom staying by my side, it would have been a whole nother journey as well. But not only that, Mom, let me ask you a question.
Oh, goodness. Tables turned.
Let me just ask you a question.
Sure.
Throughout the times of us when we were first moving out here and stuff, right? Like I said, we caught my first charge. How did you take the fact that you never see me locked up? You didn't think, because the routes, how the routes are when you get locked up, it's a different ball game in there. You're gonna either be the leader or you could be the follower. But no, you guys understand, you guys seen the story, but like I said, Mom, how did you take the fact that my first time getting locked up, catching a felony charge?
So, for me, it was heartbreaking. I remember sitting on my bed and you hadn't been home, and I had that gut feeling, that instinct, right, that we have. And all of a sudden I got that call, and then you hear the recording, right? And it was just like your heart just drops. And as a mom, right, before, when I was in the calles and I was doing my thing, like, I knew how to numb that hurt or that fear, so I was never consistently worried about my kids because I didn't know how to feel for you guys back then. I was in so much pain because of my own story. But when you first got busted, I was, I had been clean, and I had to walk through it. And it was scary because I was like, wow, I'm bringing in a cycle that is very familiar. Like, I've set a poor example, and because I've had these men that come into my life that recycle in and out of the system, and that's the example I've given to you as a mom. And I kind of want to add the second time when you got busted, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just pause you on that real quick. That collect call was a whole nother type of situation. I'm just gonna say a little side piece to the second time I got busted. All right. Well, I wasn't expecting my mom. Well, I was expecting my mom to at least cry, right? To cry. But when I first gave in that call, she didn't answer the first time. Who knows why, But when I called the second time, she answered the call, and she was like, "What the F did you do now, Gino?" I was just like, wow. But at that moment, my grandpa was still around, He was still helping me out. But I'm going to let you explain a little bit more of that, because I just wanted to explain just how the way my mom reacted the first time I was busted. She did bust down in tears, but...
So let's go back to the first time. And this is a part of Gino's story that made me learn so much about men in the system, right? Mind you, I have 5 baby fathers of children who have been in and out of the system. But to hear your own son, and of course, and I tell this, even when I work in the juvenile hall and I share this story, Gino's like, bail me out, get me out of here. That's what we all do, right? Get me the fuck out. And I told Gino, let us figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. And he got transferred from Central to George Bailey. And I remember he called me, and I'm like, hey, we're getting the money. And he's like, nah, I'm good, Mom. And I go, what do you mean you're good? And it blew my mind. But he's like, nah, I found an older homie, and he's looking out for me like he's like a father figure. And I was like, oh, my son is so willing to stay in jail because he finally had a father figure in there, because he longed for that for so long. And so grateful that your dad is in your life now today, right? But it showed what an impact of his absence, that you're willing to stay locked up just to have that connection.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, free termite from Market Street. I got a lot of love for you, bro. And I don't know if you're doing well. I don't know what's going on. Haven't kept up. Just a lot have passed by since the last time I've been locked up. But if you're watching this, send my love out to you, my boy.
And so then the second time, she knows how he said the reaction was, I was like, what the fuck? And but the first time Gino went to jail, we went to battle for him. I was working at the ACLU at the time. I'm not going to go into the DA and the rudeness and the disrespect that came from it, but thank God we had the love and support. And I was doing the work that I did and had some credibility that people came up and advocated for my son. So he was, put on probation, was able to get a petty theft charge. But then we had the second charge, and it was like, Gino.
Then I switched.
Were we already living in TJ when you got the second charge?
Yeah, but it was just some other things. They were just pretty much watching because they already knew who I was in the neighborhood. And
oh my God, yes,
when you're already affiliated and stuff, they're just gonna stop you, ask you how your day going. Next minute you know, they're gonna start looking at you everywhere, every movement you do. So second thing, he picked up a weapon charge, which was ridiculous. This one, the first one did break my heart a lot. Like my mom stated, I was already getting involved into oh, I have someone looking out for me, everything's cool, like I'm safe. Well, when it comes to that, it was a really scary situation that I was putting myself into, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to be bailed out? I mean, if you had the opportunity. But if you're choosing to stay in it because you have people connect, like you feel that you feel comfortable with, or you feel like this person right here is gonna look out for me.
That's hood stuff, right?
That's literally neighborhood things, you know.
It's my last.
And
I had to.
But I'm gonna be real honest. When it came down to my mom visits, the first time was the saddest time. Right, I got to see my mom against that window, talk to her over the window, see her take the first tear, see her walk in. Cause I don't know, me walking to with my hands behind my back, making sure I ain't have nothing on the side of me. Seeing her in my inmate clothes was like one of the hardest thing to ever, have a mother ever see you go through, because she's already seen what the system impact is already doing, When I say the second visit now, the second visit was something really different. It's because I was already talking to my mom before, and the first visit, like, Mom, I might get this tattoo. I'm gonna get this. Like, I'm already, And she was already in tears. She broke in tears. But like she said, the system takes you the people you hang around, or if follows, you follow them, right? And the next visit comes around. She thought I was probably playing, or I probably promised my words to her, and I kind of broke it, and I kind of regret what I did, but I came back with a hand tattoo. I don't know if you guys can even see it, but it's right there, nothing to show off about. But she knew why I got it. And when it came down to that second visit, I remember one thing I'm always going to remember. When it came down to the last couple minutes, she's already tearing up. Like, she didn't want to leave me in there. She's telling me to bail out. I didn't want to bail out because it's gonna be a quick charge, I just write it out, Well, alarm goes off. In the background, you hear everyone. You hear the guards. The CO goes, "Everyone get down." And me, I stood up in the reaction of and my mom's yelling at me through the phone, screaming to me, telling me, sit down, Gina. You don't have to go through that route. You don't have to go to that route. Luckily, that day I didn't catch a charge. I didn't catch no charge. I didn't catch anything. But those are life lessons where it literally takes 1 or 2 weeks to literally be all in, and it could change your whole life when you're locked up. So what my wordings to everyone, be a man before you take actions, because you don't know who you're hurting around you, or you don't know who. Cause at those times, it was just me and my mom already in Mexico, just me and her. I was already leaving my mom behind, in several ways. But I finally came back after those charges and stuff. Maybe I got locked up a second time. I maybe didn't learn the first time, but a lot of things changed since then. But I just wanted to explain that little story. It's just because I want you to know the fear that my mom went through was really traumatizing, because she knew that her son was in danger.
And when you say that, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm pretty sure people are thinking, because I remember leaving George Bailey and walking through the hallways. It's like doom and gloom dungeon feeling like. And I remember just crying, I can't take him home with me. It was such a helpless feeling. But then people are probably thinking, but you're the one who abandoned your son. You're the one. But it shows the difference when you're in a hurt space and you're hurting and numbing versus when you don't have drugs to get high. Oh. You don't have those things to numb myself. I got to actually feel this. So, no, I did have a right to hurt for you. even though I had made poor choices previously. And that's what about sharing our narrative is so important, because people are always going to judge, but I don't need to take that judgment because I'm here today, right?
And I'm also going to just say this too, just real quick. Nothing's my mom's fault. Maybe what I grew into when I was young